Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about depression while traveling as a career, what it looks like, and how to overcome it. For those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Toya. I'm a flight attendant and I have been for 6 years between 2 airlines. I give a lot of traveling tips and advice as well as self-care advice. Please go ahead and subscribe to this page and hit the bell notification below. That way you don't miss any valuable content that I share with you. And should you find that this video or any video that I make is of value to you or could be to a friend, please make sure you share it with them as well. Let's get into it. October is right around the corner, which means that the holidays are right around the corner. The holidays can trigger a lot of emotion in people, not always good. And that kind of inspired me to do this video today about depression, what it looks like, and what I've personally done to overcome depression that I've experienced. Now, me being a flight attendant, a lot of times my point of view is from a traveler's point of view. As you know, depression affects a lot of us. So please, if you're not a traveler or a flight attendant, that does not mean that this video is for you. If you've ever experienced depression or feel like you're experiencing it now, this video is definitely for you. Or maybe you know someone that has experienced it, you may want to share this video with them. As much as I love my career, I love that I can travel for free. I love that the flexibility that it offers, it can be quite tough. Some things that people may not realize, people like myself and other flight attendants have to go through, is we work extremely long hours. If flight attendants are married, they're away from their spouses a lot, you know, or boyfriends a lot, or girlfriends a lot, or kids a lot. Especially when you're first starting off as a flight attendant, you're working holidays, you're working weekends, you have to put your time in because you don't have that seniority yet. So it was amazing as this career is. We're all thankful for it. All of the flight attendants I know love their job. So as amazing as it is hard to be away from your friends and family and the people that you love. And me, like dating, don't even get me started on that. Like it is almost impossible. But you know, more importantly than that, just being away from my daughter, and she's 12, and so every time I'm gone, even if it's just for a couple of days, I feel like I am missing out. Now, like I said, with October being right around the corner and me knowing that the Thanksgiving and Christmas is right around the corner, I feel myself starting to get anxiety a little bit because I want so badly to, you know, be with friends and family and my daughter. I don't want to be traveling. And I know it's what I signed up for, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't have an effect on me as well as most flight attendants. A lot of times with working long hours and being gone from family and friends, flight attendants can suffer from depression. It breaks my heart because I do know how lonely it can be. So what does depression even look like? Well, according to WebMD, some symptoms of depression includes trouble concentrating, remembering details, and making decisions. You're feeling tired or fatigued, feelings of guilt. Whew, I've been there. Worthlessness or helplessness, pessimism or hopelessness. I mean, that's just irritability. That's just to name a few. I mean, it is a very real thing. So I get it. So how do you deal with it? Let me first start off by saying that I am not a doctor. I am not a therapist. I don't have a medical degree. I am simply giving things that has helped me deal with depression. Of course, every person is different. Every situation is different. And if you feel like your situation is more serious, you can always see a doctor, see a therapist. And I will also include the National Suicide Prevention Hotline below. So number one, my recommendation when dealing with depression is do not escape. Don't try to escape it. Don't try to do anything that is a temporary relief, because once that is over, those feelings didn't go anywhere. They're gonna come right back and you may even feel worse. And so what is escaping? I say if you're really depressed, I say don't drink at all. Don't do drugs. Don't get into relationships that you know aren't good for you, but they kind of fill in the time, or they kind of keep you busy. These things, like I said, they're temporary and they will leave you feeling worse if you do that. And also, you just don't want to create bad habits. My second piece of advice when dealing with depression is to get off of social media. Yes, I know social media is a time filler, but it really is a wasteful time filler. Another thing about social media is social media, especially platforms like Instagram, has a way of making you feel worse if you're already in a low place. Everybody looks like they have their life together and everybody's happy and everyone is couple goals or vacation goals or fill in the blank goals. And the fact of the matter is, it's not true. I'm not saying that no one on social media is happy, but there's a lot of only showing good on social media and not showing anything bad. And I'm not saying that anyone should have to show anything bad. I'm just saying when you are going through depression, it's probably a good time to take a social media break and just really focus on yourself. Meditate. I cannot tell you how life-changing meditation has been for me. Meditation is hard, first of all. It is very hard. You will feel like you're doing it wrong when you first do it, or probably even the first 10 times you do it. But please stick with it. Just like anything, you have to put the muscle memory into it. You have to do the work. When I first tried to meditate, it felt like hours went by, and promise you it was like 2 minutes that went by. So meditation, of course, you're always trying to focus on your breath, trying to clear your mind. And I had such a hard time doing it. I thought about everything, and I had to keep regrouping and bringing myself back to the center, but it was hard. I felt like my body itched. Like, what it is I just wasn't used to sitting still. My mind was used to going a million miles a minute, and so it was extremely hard. But if you don't give up, you will eventually get it. There's all kind of apps that you can download to help. There's YouTube that you can YouTube videos that you can watch to help, but meditation has always been, since I've started, a great thing for me to kind of calm me down. Now, I don't know what your spiritual beliefs are, religious beliefs are. This can be a controversial subject depending on who you are and what you believe in. I definitely have found that prayer works. For me, prayer works. It's you talking to God, and I, from experience, can tell you that He is always listening, even if your life doesn't feel good. He's always there. Now, the thing I love about prayer and meditation is that they do two completely different things. When you meditate, it's like you're being still. It's like you're listening. And then when you pray, it's like you're talking. You're letting it out. Journaling, writing things down is so therapeutic for me. It has helped me almost all of my life. Let it out. If you don't have someone to necessarily talk to, write it out. That's a way of releasing it. You don't want to keep everything bottled in. Gratitude. Give gratitude, even if you feel really down, give gratitude for what you're thankful for. No matter what's going on in your life, there's something that you can be thankful for. Things can always be worse, and there's always someone with a worse situation. Exercise. I kind of hate to exercise, but I have noticed that the hardest part of exercising is to get started. And once you get started, you're good. You're golden. It's like now you're in rotation, and it really does make you feel better. Get into nature. Being in nature does something so spiritually for me. When I say get into nature, I mean like no phones, no music, just really kind of find a nice walking trail and clear your mind that way. Especially if meditation doesn't work for you personally. To me, there's something very therapeutic about being in nature that almost kind of gives me a meditative vibe. but different. And lastly, the last thing I would suggest, and I've never done it, but I'm not opposed to it, and I will definitely do it to this day should I ever feel that I need to, but that is therapy. Talking to someone, especially if you don't feel like you can talk to family and friends, especially if you are the quote unquote strong one out of all the people you know. Sometimes, and I feel like that, I feel like I'm the strong one, and I feel like the strong one can be there for people, but people may not necessarily understand when you're down, or they may not be able to help you when you're down. Go see a therapist. And I know that it can be sometimes pricey, but definitely check with your employer. Most employers have a employee assistance program where you can take free sessions with a counselor. I know my employer, I think there's the first 5 sessions with the therapist is free. So that's something to consider too. All right, let me know. Did you find this helpful? Have you been practicing any of these things that I mentioned? If so, let me know. Let me know some other things that maybe you've done to help with depression that I didn't mention, and I will see you next time.